Well, hey! I'm giving it a big one there. And welcome to another episode of Beatle Dustino, coming at you today with yet another video. And this one's going to be a very special video. This is kind of celebrating my 1 year on YouTube, which I kind of stupidly missed. I thought it was in August, kind of middle of August. I guess maybe that's when my channel really got rolling. Maybe that's why I think that it was actually July 31st. So I've kind of missed that date just a little. But also, I'm over 600 subscribers. I already gave the big thanks for the 600 subscribers video out there. But I kind of want to do a little push to 700. I'm getting excited there. I really didn't know how this was going to go. I didn't know, 600 people even were going to be excited to watch me talk about Beatles albums and stuff. So thank you. But yeah, now I've got the bug. I want to push on to 700. So this is going to be my push to 700 contest thread challenge video. So before we do get started with that, of course, I do want to thank those 600 subscribers. And thanks to any new subscribers helping me boost it to that 700. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do to get me to that 700. We're going to keep saying that, I guess. The 700 Club. Ooh. And if you do subscribe, do hit the notification bell so you know when I got my next videos coming out. Also, please give the video a like. It really does help out the channel. And do leave a comment. I love having a discussion with everybody. But let's get on and see what the challenge is all about. So yeah, I'm going to call this my 1 in 7 challenge. So I'm going to have one thing here that I'm going to want everybody to do, which is shout out between 1 and 7, see as we're doing 1 and 7, at least one other YouTuber, and maybe challenge them too to this video. But that would be great. I'd love to see a lot of challenges in this. I want to see a lot of people in this contest entry. And speaking of the contest entry, it's going to be $40 Amazon gift card. So please enter the contest. I'm going to give out a $40 Amazon gift card. See as we're getting down to the rules here too. I better put this out there. This has been on August 12th, Saturday, and I'm going to bring it out to Friday, September 29th. So we're going to have half of August pretty much and almost all of September in there. September 29th is going to be the cutoff on any video entries, and I will be doing the drawing on the 30th, Saturday the 30th. We'll put the names in the hat and draw the videos. Yeah, so $40 Amazon gift card. Please enter. So yeah, of course, like I said, it's 1 in 7. So we're going to have the first thing, the 1 is going to be your shout out to some other YouTubers and challenge them either to do this to at least 1 shout out, no more than 7. So there we go on that. And then we're going to have 7 questions coming up here that I'm going to want you to answer in that challenge on that. And I hope these questions are good. I kind of came up with them. I'm sure some of these have been out in other challenges and that, but I was trying to think of just some fun, something that everybody's going to have something in their collection that they can participate in this with. But yeah, let's get going with my shout outs. And I am going to do 7. I'm still trying to figure out, I'm going to kind of do a couple in here that aren't necessarily vinyl community. I hope it's my contest, so I guess I can break the rules, right? But yeah, if you do want to shout out somebody from another kind of community, I want you to do that too, to give recognition to their videos. I know it seems weird, but boy, I watch a lot of other videos besides vinyl community stuff, so I'm sure a lot of you guys do too. I'm sure vinyl community, there's other things that you're into too, just like me. I collect a lot of stuff. So I'm going to give a shout out to 2 other people. But my 7, I got, of course, I'm going to pretty much go with people that really helped me get my channel going on these 7 here. Really inspired me or encouraged me. I'm going to start with Beatle Dustino. My first video was actually a contest entry to one of his challenges, which I believe was celebrating either his 1 year on YouTube or his 1,000. I can't remember. Words in the corner always help me out, so they'll have it up there. But yeah, it was one of those. It was my response to that. He really encouraged me to start a video and start my channel when I told him I was thinking about it and thought this sounded like a fun video to participate in, and he really encouraged me to get going with it, and I did. I finally listened to him. Now the other guy that gave me really good encouragement, great Beatles channel too, Magical Mystery Mike. I haven't seen a lot of content from him lately. I think around New Year's was his last one, but he's got a great channel. Please go check him out. I've always really enjoyed his channel. I've always had good interaction with him in the comments, and he did in one of them, I kind of maybe mentioned I was thinking about it, and he really gave me encouragement about a year before Beatle Dustino did. So it was always in the back of my mind, yeah, he's telling me to try it out. I should try it out. And it took me a year and yet another YouTuber to kind of get me going there. But Beatle Dustino and Magical Mystery Mike, I'm always going to give you guys some good props there. And the next one will be Matthew Street. He's one of the first ones. I had always watched him, always really enjoyed his channel. And he was one of the first, once I did get going, aside from Beatle Tone, obviously Beatle Tones gave me a lot of recognition, but Matthew Street really promoted my channel good. One of my very early videos, him putting on his community page, suggesting to watch my video, and I really appreciate that, Matthew. I will never forget that. So thank you, Matthew Street. And so far, all these people I want to see do this challenge, and the next one too. So Sam St. John, once I've got established and my feet kind of in it, I think, Sam, you're friends to almost anybody in the vinyl community, I feel, and I count you as one of my good friends in this community too. So, and I know you'll definitely do the challenge on this. So, but everybody else so far, please do the challenge too. Magical Mystery Mike, I don't think you do too many challenges, but I'd love to see that. It would be good new content for you. Another one in the community here, in the vinyl community, and I feel like he needs to get a little more recognition, but it's Mark P. Neighbor of mine. I'm in North Dakota. He's in Minnesota. Not too many of us in the Midwest, especially the upper Midwest. So seeing that there's somebody else from Minnesota area here, I'm right on the border. I'm practically Minnesotan. So, but yeah, Mark P. I really, kind of watching his videos and everything, I really got into his. Now I'm going to get into the kind of the unusual ones, going with Usual Mike. Usual Mike does kind of Star Wars action figure news, G.I. Joe action figure news, just action figure news channel. And I know he is a big Beatles and Beach Boys fan too, because I've caught him in a lot of live video feeds of, let's see, Andrew Dixon. I know I caught him on a live feed once, me and Mr. Mayo, and I know I've heard him talk about Beach Boys and Beatles and stuff even in his action figure videos. So I'm going to give you a little shout out there, Usual Mike. You don't need to do a Beatles challenge video here, or vinyl challenge video. That's totally out of your realm. But if you do, that would be fun. I'd love to see what you got there. But it would be so out of your realm. And another one, a guy I've been watching a lot lately. He's got a very small channel, just starting out, but I want to give him a big shout out. Sports cards. He collects basketball cards is his primary one. I used to collect basketball cards back in the day. I've kind of got over ripping out new packs, but I watch him rip new packs, and I'm kind of reliving my glory days back in the 90s of collecting sports cards to him now. So, but it's Mouseman Sports Cards. I do want to give him, or Mouseman Cards, I got to get that correct. I do want to give him a shout out. I know he's been watching a lot of my videos too. Him and I have been commenting on each other's videos a lot, and I want to give you a little help there, getting a little promotion. Maybe there's somebody in the vinyl community that'll see this video, might want to go check out some sports cards videos too. So there's my shout outs. I feel like that's went too long. So now let's get on to the actual challenge here. So this will be the 7 part. So that was the 1, even though 7's involved in it because it's 1 to 7. But let's get on with the questions here. And the first one is going to be the album that got you into music, into pop music, whatever. It doesn't necessarily need to be an album that got you into your favorite artist. That's probably coming up. Just the album that got you into music in general. And I'm always going to credit this. I talk about this in a lot of my videos, especially when I do a Beach Boys video, but Lil Deuce Coupe. And not only is this the album that got me into it, it's the album that got me into it. This is the original, the one my dad would spin for me all the time. This poor old beat up jacket. This has seen better days. It's not always been stored correct. My vinyl days are fairly recent actually, even though I was into it a bit in my younger days. It never got stored quite correct, so that's why we got the stuff that collectors probably wouldn't buy. But this album is cherished by me. I don't care how beat up this poor thing is. The record still plays great, and this is definitely the album that got me into pop music, into music in general. I would have my dad, and got me into cars too, being that this is a very car-centric album. I am an automotive enthusiast, which is another channel I watch a lot of, is different automotive stuff. This is the album I'm going to throw out there for my pick on this, and without any doubt, this really shaped who I am and got me into music the way that I am. So my next one is going to be the album that got you into your favorite group. So especially if your channel is very one group centric, like Beatles, like mine, that specific group that is your favorite group. And even if yours is a broader range, all of us got our favorite groups. So tell me the album that got you into your favorite group. And mine's going to be a little shocking. Obviously, Beatle Dustino, again, wearing a Hendrix shirt. But I'm Beatle Dustino. I love the Beatles, no doubt about that. And this is going to throw a lot of people for a loop on this. I think I've talked about this before, but it's Boyz II Men and their album 2. This is, like I said, it's really going to throw you for a loop. I really got into these guys, though, when they first came out. Yeah, I know that's a little odd. I got bullied for it back then, and I don't want to get it nowadays. I haven't really listened to them much lately, but I will never forget that I'm going to credit them to the end with getting me into the Beatles, and specifically this album. This is their, well, it's called Two. It's kind of their second album, but they did have the Christmas album in between this, I believe. As you can see on the back here, the last track, Yesterday, which would be the Beatles, Yesterday, them covering the Paul McCartney classic, one of the most covered songs ever, and Boyz II Men just happened to be one of the groups that covered it. Their a cappella version of it, if you have not checked it out, do check it out. It's really great. It's a cappella, really good, really interesting. I used to listen to this album all the time. My parents would listen to it with me. That's kind of one of the reasons why I liked them. My parents tolerated them, so they would always let me play this because they liked it. So, and my mom would always tell me when I'd play that, and I think my dad would even say, this is the Beatles song, when that would come on. And I had even seen, reading through the booklet and all, Lennon McCartney was who it was credited to, so I knew it wasn't theirs or any of their other writers. I knew it was somebody else, and of course I'd heard of John Lennon and Paul McCartney, so I always kind of assumed, but I guess I never got told that. Yeah, Boyz II Men got me into the Beatles, so there you go. But let's get on with the third question. Yes, we're only 2 questions in, plus the bonus little shout out challenge thing. The next one will be, I'm sure all of us at some point have got away from collecting. I kind of want this to be the album that got you back into collecting. Whether you kind of went away from vinyl and stopped collecting vinyl but moved into CDs and maybe got back into vinyl, show me that album. Or maybe just in general, you stopped collecting music for a while, like in general. Show me that album that got you back into it, that got you back in that bug. I know for sure with me, like I said, I'm a collector of so many things. At one point, I might be so into whatever, the Star Wars action figures, or so into that, all my focus kind of goes into that, and stuff gets put on the back burner. And music definitely did get put on the back burner for a while. And one thing I think about it is, I always enjoyed the music, but the packaging was kind of boring. CDs packaging is just boring. Jewel cases in general are just boring. I mean, come on, they're boring. So when the hated Digipack, as everybody calls it, which in reality it's the Digi Sleeve, when those started raising to popularity, kind of late 90s, early 2000s, that's what got me back into it. And this is the album that I got that really kind of showed me, like, wow, you can really package something kind of cool. And this is Flight of the Conchords. This was their first album, just simply titled Flight of the Conchords. And what really shocked me, I got this and I'm like, oh, okay, it's in this, cardboard, not a jewel case, and it folds out like this. And then you got this little die cut thing here, and I think I'm showing that right there of the guys there. It folds out, and you got the poster here. This sits in a nice little sleeve there. I've got it in a sleeve itself. That didn't come with it, but yeah, you got this cool package, and it gave me a feeling of, looking through my parents' old vinyl collection, and then you fold out this poster, and I'm like, wow, this is really cool. These goofy guys from this HBO show doing their music, their goofy music. I was so into this music for a while too, but you got this great poster with it. And I think there was a vinyl version of this. I'm not sure. Obviously I wasn't collecting vinyl back then, but I was collecting CDs, and CDs were so sterile and boring. And this really got me back into it. I'm seeing a package like this and just being so amazed by it. So that will be question number 3. And question number 4 is going to be the box set that really impressed you, whether it was just the content and the enormity of it, or maybe just the value of it that just really impressed you and blew you away. And I think a lot of you are going to be thinking, oh, he's going to show us, a Paul McCartney archive collection, or he's going to show us one of the Beatles 50th anniversary remix box sets, big super deluxe box sets. No, I'm going the budget way. I'm going to show you, truly, this set has blown me away, because I've got a lot of those big Beatles themed ones, but this particular little box set just blew me away. This is Sam St. John will appreciate this. And this is the Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers live at the Fillmore 1997. And this is the CD box of it. I think there's a vinyl box too, but just how nice this little box is. Artwork on it is fantastic. And it was a great value. I mean, I think this was only about $40. You get, nice hype sticker with it. You got folding out there, little ribbon to pull it out of the box. You get the little patch, just cool. All the little accompaniment, the backstage pass thing, the reproduction of that. Then you get the guitar picks. Yeah, and then you got all the disc, the little booklet here, all that great artwork. I love the psychedelic artwork. Each of the discs has got these great, and I mean, $40. This is an unbelievable little value, and this little set blew me away. And not only the box and the packaging, but the music. The music's fantastic. I could listen to this over and over and over again, and I have several times. I've really been blown away, and it's got me so into Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. I've loved Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, but this particular box really made me wake up and say, wow, I need to get some more of his collection. Sam St. John is who turned me on to this. Thank you, Sam. This was such a great find. And look, it's my box set that blew me away. So yeah, show me your box set that blows you away too. Whether it is the enormity of it, just the scale of it, whether it's, $1,000 box set like the Uber Deluxe, All Things Must Pass, or, something as simple as this, just, a nice little $40 set with, a couple little knickknacks in it, plus the great music. All right, so on to the fifth question, and I'm going to make this one kind of an album by your favorite artist that is very underappreciated or underlooked, kind of underrated, but I'm going to go Beatles for Sale. This, being a Beatles fan, this album gets knocked so many times, and I don't know why. I don't have a vinyl version of it, so I got my in mono box set of it here. I just love this album. It's definitely not my highest ranked Beatles album, but it's not my lowest, and I really feel like this album, not the artwork is beautiful, but the music on it's great. I really feel like everybody, including the Beatles, say that Rubber Soul and Revolver are kind of a 1-2 sequel of each other. I don't agree with that. I think there's a trilogy going on, starting with Beatles for Sale, moving into Help, and then moving into Rubber Soul. I feel like those three albums really have kind of that same direction, kind of this kind of country, kind of getting that folky sound, where Help is kind of elevates that a little more onto the folky end, still with the country vibe, and Rubber Soul goes into the full folk vibe. I really feel like those are the three albums, and this one gets so, disrespected, and it's all because of Mr. Moonlight, I think. But yeah, I really think this album is underrated, overlooked, and that is going to be my nomination for this, for question number 5, album by your favorite artist that is underappreciated, underrated. Definitely Beatles for Sale. Next up, kind of some little off the cuff here. I know there's a lot of VCLT, so you could definitely use that as one. Or if, family member gave you a gift for like Christmas or your birthday or something, this one could fall into that. But an album that was gifted to you by somebody of an artist you weren't really familiar with or never thought you'd listen to, something like that, you were really kind of impressed with it when you got it, and, might check out some more of that artist. So mine's definitely going to be, and I did a video on this, Lee Oskar, Passages Through Music, Never Forget. This is just a beautiful package. I've, got into kind of checking out some of Lee Oskar's stuff online. I've really enjoyed this album. Of course, this my cousin gave me kind of as help me get through my recovery, kind of a little gift for me to make me feel a little better getting through that recovery from that surgery I had. And very beautiful, beautiful package here, and beautiful thought that she gave me, and wonderful music. I really have enjoyed this. Something I never thought I'd get into. But yeah, this is just really a nice package, and I never thought I'd get into music like that when I got reading about him. I did know who he was after I got reading it, and, member of War, one of the original members of War. And when I heard he was a harmonica player, I'm like, oh, harmonica player? What could he really do with music with that? Yeah, it's great music. I really enjoy it. So yeah, that would be my album gifted to me by an artist I was unaware of or might not have listened to. And the last one, question number 7, is going to be, I'm sorry, I'm reading my notes here, a live album by artists that you've seen most or at least more than once. I'm not much of a live concert guy. I like live music, yes, but I don't like crowds. I don't like, standing in line forever, stuff like that. So I haven't been to a lot of concerts, but believe it or not, there is a couple artists I've seen more than once. There's a couple artists I've seen several times, I guess. Well, 3 times on each of them. I figured out it's 2 artists that I've seen 3 times each. And one of them is one of my favorites, one of the ones that got me into music, obviously. And I'm going to use this album as to show here. And I am going to say, show me a live album of theirs. So it is Beach Boys Concert, and this is the 2 first. So this has also got Live from London on it. I'll pull out the back there so you can see that one. But I actually had a copy of Beach Boys Concert on cassette when I was a kid, and now I've got this 2 for the CD there. But yeah, I'll show Beach Boys Concert on that. I've seen them 3 times, and yes, it is the Beach Boys, as they're called, which is the Mike Love version of it. I've seen them 3 times. I have never seen Brian Wilson, which to me really feels like the true Beach Boys. Not, yes, that is, but I feel like until I see Brian Wilson and his band perform, I really haven't seen the Beach Boys truly. But no knocking on Mike. People got got their things with them. Even I got my things with them. But, you know, I've had so much fun at those concerts, so I can't say anything. I've went to them 3 times, as a matter of fact. So, but now this other artist kind of shocked me when I realized it, but this is Hanson, live from Albertine. I think I said that wrong when I showed this album before. Live from Albertine. Wow, and now I said it yet another way. Albertine. My sister is really going to give me crap. She's the big Hanson fan. But yeah, I've seen Hanson 3 times. My sisters are into them. So the Beach Boys I saw once in Moorhead, Minnesota, which is a really cool amphitheater. I saw them in Fargo also at one of the big arenas down there. And I've seen them in Grand Forks here at the Chester Fritz Auditorium, really nice auditorium on our university here. So Hanson I've seen 3 times. I saw them in 2000 at a big music festival in Iowa, Sweet Stock, I think it was called. They were one of the headliners. I believe it was them. And then it went on to Christina Aguilera. We left after Hanson because that's what my sisters were there for. I saw them there. I saw them again at the Minnesota Zoo. There's a wonderful concert facility there at the Minnesota Zoo. Downpour, raining, lightning going on. They finally had to, the opening act didn't even get to play. They played through the rain. They finally had to stop when the lightning started getting really bad. Poor Zach was getting a little frayed up there on the drums, which I don't blame him. Yeah, so cut short a little, but very memorable with the rain. And then I saw them a year or so ago, yeah, last year, Fargo at Fargo Brewing Company. So I've seen them 3 times, every time with my sisters. So of course it's their favorite band. If they had a channel going, it would be Hanson. There is my 7 questions to you. I hope this video wasn't so long that you didn't get through the questions. I'll have the questions in the comments below. I'll go through the questions again here, just kind of the questions themselves. So the first one again is an album that got you into music. The second one is an album that got you into your favorite group. The third one is an album that got you back into collecting, whether it's format of collecting or just collecting in general. A box set that really impressed you. And then number 5 is an album by your favorite artist that is underrated or underappreciated. And number 6 is an album that was gifted to you by an artist you were unaware of or might not have listened to. And then number 7 is a live album of artists you've seen the most or more than once. Again, we're starting that today, Saturday, August 12th, and the end of the challenge of the contest will be Friday, September 29th, and the announcement will be of the winner on September 30th, which will be a Saturday. Please get your entries in. Help me build the channel here. If you haven't subscribed to me, please do. I am trying to build to that 700, of course, as I said, celebrating 1 year on the YouTubes. And pushing towards that 700. Of course, I'm going to get that out of my way. I do want to thank my 600 plus subscribers I've got right now. And, you know, let's get another 100 in there to help me push over that 700 mark. Again, too, that's going to be a $40 Amazon gift card. Whew! I hope I haven't made this too long. And do leave a comment to me to let me know you've made a video. I'll be able to find it fairly good. Just call it Beatle Dustino's 1 in 7 challenge, something like that. I should be able to find it through the search, but sometimes you're not going to find everything, so please leave me a comment that you made a video so I know that you got that out there. I am going to get totally wrapping up here because I know this feels like it's going a little long. Thank all my subscribers. I think I already did that, but thanks to any new subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I am trying to hit that 700, and do hit the notification bell so you know when I got new videos coming out. Do give the video a like. If you've stuck around to this point, you must like it, so please give it a like. It really does help out the channel. And do leave a comment, especially if you make a video, so I know that you're a contest entry there. Yeah, I guess that's it. I'm going to get wrapping up. I'm Beatle Dustino, signing out.